By digesting food, the body breaks it down into useful nutrients and unavoidable waste products. This process begins the moment food enters your mouth, but it doesn't end until every particle has been handled, either absorbed as nourishment or sent along its way as waste. As this waste material travels through the long, winding colon, it slowly takes shape, gradually compacting and forming into feces. The colon isn't just an empty tube, it's home to an astonishingly rich community of bacteria. These microscopic residents are essential allies in the final stages of digestion. They break down complex molecules that your stomach and small intestine can't fully process on their own. In doing so, these bacteria produce gases such as ammonia and methane. These gases are largely responsible for the strong, unpleasant odors associated with feces. If you've ever noticed how some bowel movements have a particularly sharp or lingering smell, you can thank or blame this natural microbial activity. When your body breaks down proteins from the foods you eat, something else happens. It releases sulfur-containing compounds like hydrogen sulfide. This chemical is notorious for its distinct rotten egg smell. It's a natural part of digestion, and it's one of the main reasons feces often carry that unmistakable odor. The digestion of fats adds its own signature as well. When fats are broken down, they can produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds contribute to the pungent and sometimes sour smell of feces. Together, gases from bacteria, sulfur compounds from proteins, and fatty acid byproducts all combine to create the complex and often unpleasant odor profile of human waste. But digestion isn't just about what you've eaten in the last few hours. Your body is constantly breaking down and recycling its own cells as well. Take red blood cells, for example. They only live for about 120 days before they're retired from circulation. When they reach the end of their lifespan, they are dismantled in a process known as hemolysis. This recycling produces a fascinating byproduct, a yellow-orange pigment called bilirubin. Once formed, bilirubin doesn't stay in your bloodstream for long. It is carried to the liver, where it's processed further and excreted into a digestive fluid called bile. Bile is produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder until it's needed. Whenever you eat a meal containing fat, your gallbladder contracts, releasing bile into your small intestine to help with digestion. Bile doesn't just assist in breaking down fats and aiding their absorption, it also carries bilirubin along with it. This bilirubin gives bile its characteristic color, which can range from yellowish-green to a deep, dark greenish-brown. When bile passes through your digestive system and eventually reaches your intestines, it influences the color of your stool as well. This is why healthy feces often have that brownish color. It's the result of bilirubin being processed along its entire journey through your body. When we eat a meal containing fats, the gallbladder jumps into action. This small, pear-shaped organ stores concentrated bile produced by the liver, holding it in reserve until it's needed. As soon as fat enters the small intestine, the gallbladder contracts, squeezing bile through the bile duct and into the duodenum, the first section of the small intestine. Among the many components of bile is bilirubin, the yellow-orange pigment formed from the breakdown of old red blood cells. As bile mixes with partially digested food, bilirubin travels through the intestines and undergoes important chemical changes. Intestinal bacteria go to work on bilirubin, transforming it into a brown pigment. This pigment is what gives feces its characteristic brown color, a sign that the digestive process is unfolding as expected. But bilirubin doesn't only leave the body in stool. A portion of it is converted into another compound called urobilinogen by intestinal bacteria. Some of this urobilinogen is reabsorbed into the bloodstream, carried to the kidneys, and then excreted in urine. That's why normal urine has a yellow tint. It's the color of urobilin, a derivative of urobilinogen. In this way, the breakdown of red blood cells influences both the color of stool and the color of urine. The color of feces can vary quite a bit, depending on the amount of bilirubin present and how it interacts with other digestive components. Some sometimes diet alone can make surprising change. Eating a large serving of beets, for example, can temporarily turn stool red or pink, a harmless but sometimes startling effect. Similarly, certain artificial food dyes or natural pigments found in colorful foods may pass through your digestive system without being fully absorbed, tinting stool bright red, green, or even blue. Beyond color, your diet also affects the way feces smell and feel. Foods like garlic, onions, and spices contain sulfur compounds that can enter the bloodstream during digestion and later be excreted in feces, giving them a stronger or altered odor. These sulfur compounds, combined with gases produced by bacteria in the colon, create unique odor profiles depending on what you've eaten. Fiber intake plays an especially important role in shaping stool. Diets high in fiber produce larger, softer, bulkier stools that move smoothly through the digestive tract. Fiber not only helps prevent constipation, but also nourishes beneficial bacteria in the gut. These bacteria, in turn, may influence the odor and consistency of feces. Adequate fluid intake works hand in hand with fiber, keeping stools well-formed and bowel movements regular. On the other hand, when fiber intake is too low or when the body lacks adequate hydration, stools can become hard, dry, and difficult to pass. Without enough fiber to hold water and add bulk, the digestive system slows down, leading to constipation and straining. Diets high in fat can create different problems. When too much fat escapes digestion and absorption, it can pass into the stool. This results in feces that appear greasy, shiny, and unusually foul-smelling, a sign that the digestive system isn't breaking down fats properly. Such changes are sometimes seen in malabsorption disorders, liver or gallbladder problems, or conditions affecting the pancreas, where digestive enzymes are reduced. The color, odor, and consistency of stool vary widely from person to person. They are shaped by many factors: what you eat and drink, how well you stay hydrated, what medications you take, the unique composition of bacteria in your gut, and your overall state of health. In most cases, these variations are completely normal and temporary. Eating a different meal, taking a new supplement, or becoming slightly dehydrated for a day or two can all leave visible signs in the stool without indicating any serious problem. However, if you notice persistent changes such as stool that stays unusually pale, very dark, consistently greasy, or foul-smelling, it may be a sign of an underlying issue. Ongoing changes in stool color, odor, or consistency should be discussed with a healthcare professional who can evaluate whether they're simply diet-related or connected to something requiring treatment. Your digestive system is remarkably responsive to everything you consume and to your overall health. Paying attention to even small changes in stool can provide valuable clues about how your body is functioning on the inside. Smash the like button, subscribe for more awesome content, and don't forget to share this video with someone. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.